has no chance of disappearing, and you can in your present opportunity to bring to it the correction and the feeling that's it. Okay, do we continue? Number 5. Bias. The descent he has received is for his own good, meaning that he is receiving special treatment, that he was lowered from his state where he thought that he had some wholeness. This is apparent in his agreeing to remain in the current state his whole life, but now that he sees that he is far from spirituality, he begins to think, what is really required of me? What should I do? What is the purpose I should achieve? He sees that he has no power to work and finds himself in a state of between heaven and earth. Then man's only strengthening is that only the Creator can help, but by himself he is doomed. It was said about this, yet those who hope for the Lord will gain new strength, meaning those people who hope for the Creator. This means that they who see that there is no one else in the world who can help them regain strength each time. It follows that this descent is actually an ascent, meaning that this descent that they feel allows them to rise in a degree, since there is no light without a move on. Clear what's clear and what's not clear. If you want to ask, please. The Congress, we all felt an ascent. We felt we have this vessel where we can receive the upper abundance, that all of this happens through a common prayer, common hug, the preparation, the meals, the music. But now the lesson is about overcoming that. For now the ego refuses to go ahead because he supposedly invested and said, way to go, you already put your efforts in. They're how to take the forces to hit him in the teeth and tell him that this is the best time for connection with the friends, for greater effort to overcome this state. Yes, so we just read well. We thought we had a vessel in the convention, but now we have this ability to create this vessel to overcome the ego, even more so, where to take those forces from. We were in the convention, we invested a lot there, now we're out of forces, so how to keep going ahead, how to go forward. You have friends asked. The feeling is that the vessel was shattered in front of our eyes again, so somehow we need to separate, or there's a 10, but the same efforts we invested in the Congress. The feeling is that this endless work to invest more and more. I don't know where to take forces to this. What gives us the motivation to go ahead? It's a problem. We need to scrutinize it. From where do such thoughts appear in you, such desires, intentions? Congress is like a holiday. Not only if bestow, the ego also helps us remain in the Congress. We want to find the sweetness in the work, and now we're supposedly just naked, standing alone. We have a 10, we have the lessons. Nothing disappeared, but we know that nothing disappears in spirituality. But from this state we have to calculate and go ahead. So how to do it? In short, you're lost on the way, on the road, like a little child, standing and feeling all alone and crying. What would you advise him? Hold on to the friends, attend the lessons. You don't have them. Hold on to the Creator. He too is not there. He's totally alone. What does he do? Said the Creator will appear to do it with our efforts to overcome and be still. Yeah, it's a problem. And what if he simply goes back to the 10, because that's the closest thing you can ask? Cry out, cry instead of in front of them, and they'll somehow react. So we'll cry together in the 10, anything but alone. Thank you. Okay. 10. Yes, ma'am. 4. Hello friends. During a descent, why does a person always ask the same questions? What do you want from me? What do I need to do? What's my purpose? It's felt like we always go back to the beginning. So what to do? What to do? Don't go back. A person truly feels constantly that he's been thrown out and thrown away and disconnected from the spiritual path. True. What to do? Only to unite among us and ask, did you already do this? We're asking, but it feels like we constantly have to renew the request. No. And are you renewing it? Does it work out for you? For yes, we're asking, and it renews itself, but we always feel that we have to do another thing and another thing toward it, to add something to do Something as if the answer a person gets also keeps renewing itself, and it's not something constant. Can, yes, but because of him, and still we need to ask. The most important is to ask. Ask thank you too. Thank you are when you say that we gain something in the Congress. What exactly do you mean? 'Cause today feels like day 3 of the Congress for me. And I've been in a Congress for a long time. Sometimes even the Shabbat afternoon lessons are so powerful they feel like Congresses for me, and we see the quality of the questions, the diversity, the different people asking. Gillard you see all the great Kabbalist asking questions, and you can feel that the desires are coming from a very deep place, so I really don't see the difference between some most of the lessons and a real Congress, and I think that even after today, tomorrow I'll still be in a Congress. So, when you say we gained something from the Congress, are you talking about some timeline, or are you talking about all the accumulations from the asked? 'Cause I'm still in the Congress, it hasn't ended for me. So what does it mean that we gain something from the Congress? That you feel around you that you have more friends, supporters than before, and you can rely on them. So is it correct to divide the timeline into feelings, or what's the criteria for dividing the timelines so that you can know what is the past? 'Cause sometimes it feels like it's like one timeline. It is one timeline, but it's divided into past, present, and future. Yes, so what's the correct way to divide the timelines? What we are feeling in the past, in the present, and in the future. We feel it in the present now, and therefore it's not like it's past and it's not coming back. I can work with these things now as well in the present, and this is how I continue that. So what legitimate request can we have in such a timeline? I mean gratitude is obvious. You're happy that you're in this, but besides gratitude, what exactly can we ask the Creator for? Because it looks like we have everything already. It's true that He gave, but we did not receive. It is still not absorbed in us, stabilized in us, established in us. That's the problem. We can say that the Creator already activated on us all of His powers. All these powers, we are in a world where besides what we feel, there are many other degrees and worlds. But why don't we feel it? Why don't we attain it? We have no sensation of it. That's the problem. By overcoming on our part, by connecting between us, we can begin to feel the reality that is above time, past, present, future, above good and bad, but rather the whole world is the absolute good. This is what we need. Okay, yes, thank you. That's why you yesterday, right after Congress, you aimed to another Congress because you felt that up. Now it's opened a new place for new Congress. That's not what I meant. No, Ken, yes, built a clear between us, and it really feels like we received some measure of light. Now we're searching for how to do this for the sake of the Creator, so we doesn't disappear. So what is our action now? To give it to Him. This is why we have to feel the Creator, connect to Him, and in the connection with Him to pass on to Him what's in us, in our desires, in our hearts, and then everything will work. Everything will succeed. We can divide this action into a few parts. First of all, we need to connect all our hearts together, to connect our heart with the Creator and to pass from heart to heart, from our heart to the Creator's heart. Okay, hello friends. For we ask and really want to get an answer. Sometimes we get an answer quickly, and sometimes it takes a very long time. It's unclear, how does a Creator determine on what does it depend my receiving of an answer? We don't know that. It's all above time. It could be today, it could be a year, for now, in all kinds of states. Thank you. All right, ladies. No, you already got it. You already asked. Again, we receive coarseness. It seems like something personal is their coarseness of their 10. We still can't tell the difference, but obviously there is some form of coarseness of when we get the coarseness. It is it. Feels like burdening, like heaviness. What is this in this package of coerce other? Desires other in what sense? Other meaning coarseness that doesn't come from the root of man, but from other people. What is recommended to do when you get the burdening or when you get the coarseness? We try to connect between us and to feel the common point of connection, and from it to see the new reality that comes to us. You just talked about feelings initially. You said that a person has to kind of be stabilized or established and rise above his feelings and continue the work. On the other hand, there's the matter that we have to be in a heart-to-heart connection in the tense, so that means we first have to emerge from kind of foreign feelings and then establish new feelings. Is that the process? Because it's not clear when it is the right feeling and when it's not. We need to try and rise above the feeling itself, and in this way to determine what my relation, my right contact will be with the Creator's relation. Thank you very much. Okay. Can lady, you weren't yet. Yes, dear love, dear friends, I'm so grateful to all of you. It's my first Congress speech foreign for due before the greatness of the Creator, and according to all the feelings we go through in the hard time, afraid of attaining the Creator. Is that will that fear subside over time? Of course it will go down, no doubt. There's people that start with a great fear towards the upper force, towards a Creator, and some have no fear at all because they don't know anything, like children, and some grow, and then sometimes a feeling of fear awakens towards the Creator. Yeah, but truly you have no one with a greater heart, a better relation to each and everyone and all together except for the Creator. Thank you, thank you. Off no microphone, give him a microphone. Good morning, love up. Force there. Force, for example. My question is, we awaken that gives us certain conditions. Is force on the one hand the Creator gives us all kinds of states, and we have to make efforts, but it seems like I don't have that strength, so how to work with it? Ask the Creator for forces. This is what He wants of you. He brings you to a state that you feel that you have no force, and without that force you can't attain anything. That's why try not to waste time, but to ask of Him as quick as you can to get forces. Fern. Okay, then everything will work. Thank you. Our good morning. So my question is, which is the correct vessel to focus on? The one with my woman, or the one with my family, my husband and his vessels? Sorry, can you ask again, please? Which is the correct vessels to focus on? The correct, the one with my woman stands, or the one with my family, my husband and his vessels? But who's asking? It's like a question from a woman. Yes, she's asking, should she focus in the spiritual work on the vessel I create with my women's tense, or in the vessel of the family and my husband? 'Cause my husband is studying too, so through the husband's vessel, no, through yours, the women's tent that they're in. And I have a follow-up questions where that the role and importance of different spiritual vessels in life and how they relate to each other in terms of personal growth and in spiritual growth practice. If you can repeat which growth, personal growth and spiritual practice. MH. Again, can you repeat the question, please? And what's the role and importance of the spiritual vessels in life, and how they relate to each other in terms of personal growth and in spiritual practice? We still don't know that. We don't see all those vessels, but afterwards we will be able to connect them all together, and from all these vessels through them to work. Thank you, thank you. Do I have this question? We get answer from the Creator. It may be events or thoughts around us, how to feel the Creator's answer and not be confused. Can I get the translation? She's asking, how is the Creator's answer expressed? Is it thoughts, feelings that come? How to feel the Creator's answer without being confused? The Creator's answer comes in all kinds of channels, to a person, to his mind, to his feeling, and all kind of different ways. That's what I can say. know it after lesson I've been sitting and trying. I feel like that child standing in the forest and crying. It turns out that all the efforts I made were for nothing. What crying isn't good. I feel like the Creator gave me that state, so be even happier from that. I'm grateful for it. Good. We just heard you answer our friend that the Creator gave us everything, but we haven't received it. We understand it happens gradually. It's a ladder, it happens along the way, but still our great teacher is telling us that he's satisfied, he's happy with us. So what are the criteria by which you say that you are pleased with us right now? Why am I asking? Because usually these criteria direct us toward the future. I am happy of you now that you're so successful, but because simply you're still small, and for that reason I'm happy with you that you won't be cheated. That's exactly the question. We take it seriously. We understand your love and your support, so I wanted to hear what should we aspire for going forward. How do we direct ourselves? It's not a matter of getting medals or prizes. You aim to be connected mutually above the conditions that the Creator is giving you, and in this way you can advance. Number 6. One should behave in a manner of fearing the exaltedness to know the merit of the distance between him and the Creator. It is difficult to understand this with a superficial mind or have any possibility of connection between the Creator and creation. Your descent, he feels that it is impossible that he will have connection or belonging to the Creator by way of the adhesion, since it feels the servitude as a foreign thing to the whole world. In truth this is so, but in the place where you find his greatness, there you find his humbleness. This means that it is a matter of above nature. The Creator gave this gift to creation to allow them to be connected and adhere to him. When one becomes reconnected, he should always remember his time of descent, so as to know, understand, appreciate, and value the time of difficult, so he will know that now he has salvation above the natural way. Chut. Questions. And none. Okay. 7. One must especially try to have a strong desire to obtain, the desire to bestow and overcome the will to receive. A strong desire means that a strong desire is measured by the incur of the in between rests and arrests, meaning the time gaps between each overcoming. Sometimes one receives a cation in the middle, meaning a descent. This descent can be association of a minute, an hour, a day, or a month. Afterwards he resumes the work of overcoming the will to receive and the attempt to achieve the desire to bestow. A strong desire means that the sensation does not take him a long time, and he is immediately reawakened to the work. Shilot. Questions on this, please. We often read about having to try to make efforts. My question is, what's the difference between the effort and the doing? Because according to the experience in the corporeal world, if we do something, usually there is a result, and if there's no result, then there's a good excuse why there's no results. I tried, I made an effort, but I didn't succeed. So the effort to do and the doing, what is the difference between them? What does it really mean, an effort? Efforts means I would want it to succeed, but it didn't. That's the difference between trying and doing. Good morning. For before the Congress he said we have to get stronger in the tea and the with the intention of strengthening the whole world. And now we received a lot of abundance. How does this abundance strengthen the world? If we want that, what we attained will strengthen the world. We know what we need to be prepared, prepped for what to aim ourselves towards. Yet there's a desire that through this the world will grow stronger. What should we do for this? What should we do to be in connection between us? That only in the right good connection between us, that it'll be for the benefit in each and every one of us, we will reach a state that we will all be rewarded in revealing Creator. But there is a desire and a drive that the world will derive benefit from this. Not my 10. No, it should be in the 10 first of all, and from that vessel I can work onward, and then the whole World, thank you very much. Okay. So where are we? 8. 8 exhibit number 8. One who is adhered to the Creator feels himself as not adhered to worries and is insecure about it and does all that he can do by his strength to be rewarded with. Otherwise one feels opposite from one who is not adhered to the Creator, who feels content and satisfied and does not worry properly except to keep the commandments of worry and longing for a fool does not feel okay. Yet what is this commandment for word were and longing when we need to show our right relation and the connections between us? Why does someone who's adhered to the Creator feels as someone who's not adhered? So he'll have more of a space to correct himself. He really feels this way, right? He really feels that way because the Creator is infinite and towards people there's always a measurement. That's why here there's a problem. How can we reach from something limited to an unlimited measure? So there is never a state where a person feels himself adhered and he not really adhered even though he doesn't feel adhered. Yep, yeah. In many friends you feel things awaken that we can't perceive. Well, if they're kind of inappropriate, we don't know if they're good, bad, happy, sad, don't have the tools to interpret them. Is this correct? Yes, so what should we do in light of these changes? How do we accept them? Accept them, that this is the relation between us and the Creator. We don't have true measurement towards the Creator. We can never reach that on one hand. On the other hand, we still have to determine that we are in adhesion with Him and in a direct connection to Him. Thank you. No, thank you very much. I really want to express my gratitude for the Congress. It was very genuine, very internal. We were very worried about you. We were thinking about how to intensify the prayer so will be more and more with us. My question is this: if the Creator created the evil inclination as us and us as an imprint of His and our, and He is infinite, so is our evil insaf infinite because we're tired of it already. There's a desire to feel harmony, happiness, love, to feel it now and not sometimes. Some point we need to do something so we can be in both gratitude to Him, serve Him, and also not be afraid of this infinite thing. What should we do? Love the friends. That's where we meet the Creator. What is in our strength so we can be rewarded with aiding with the Creator in our forces is to ask of Him that as of now we can't receive what He's giving. How do we shift from request to action? How can we grow up? That's true. You need to still ask. There's nothing higher than a prayer. Okay, where are we? We read 8. We are at 9. Not say I'm waiting for the Creator to give me an awakening from above and then I will be able to work in the work of holiness. Said that in regard to the future a person must believe in reward and punishment, meaning he must say, if I'm not for me, who is for me? And when I am for me, what am I? And if not now, then when? Thus one mustn't wait another moment. Instead he should say, if not now, then when? And he must not wait for a better time. So then I will get up and do the work of holiness. Rather it is as our sages said, do not say I will study when I have time, lest you will not have time. Shot questions. Now I see that everybody's tired. Tough. No. Exact question. It's more of a wish to hear from you. For many years I've been in a state where I come to the tea to the group and I disconnect from everything I sit. It's as if it's white noise, someone in love looking at his beloved one. So I have no questions, no great scrutinies, but in the outside world it's becoming more and more frightening. My friends in the 10 are sitting under missiles, my son's at war, my mother is living in a ruined city, and only here I can run over here. Here I feel harmony, love, happiness, joy, and it's become a habit. I keep running away to here. We have a clear schedule in the 10 of Zoom lessons. I have giant friends, regrettably only me and another friend from the tent can be here today, but whenever we come to this connection We feel it in our hearts, but the outside world is becoming more and more scary. And here yesterday I heard, and you said it at the Congress, and now you repeated it, that in practice our work is to ask of the Creator for our next state, to have this prayer for our next step, and where we should go, because only in it can we find the whole truth, meaning the prayer of the 10. On our next stati, this is our work. Today thank you. Yes, you mocked the 3 questions a person needs to ask himself. If I'm not for me, who is for me? This is number 1. If not, now then when, and when I for me, what am I? That's not clear. What should I understand from these questions? That if I'm thinking of myself, so who am I at all? It's as if I don't exist. Why don't I exist? Because I'm asking about myself. Who should I be asking about? On the whole world, on friends should I be asking what I can do for them? Maybe that's the right way to say it. Yes, thank you. Okay, I see that you've tried out. Only the women still are attacking. No, you're not a guest, and you were late. You already asked many times what that lady won. My question is this: in our society I've been here only 2 years. I want to learn how to be the Creator's partner. I remember previous attempts when I took responsibility for my life, and now I want to ask how to develop the sensitivity place where I can make efforts every moment, take responsibility, work actively, and where do I know before the app for, and give the Creator the possibility to direct me, and I don't interfere with him. How do I find the balance between the 2 things? Thank you. It'll come on its own. That will come on its own. That state. What? Thank you. We tur ifts the 10. The question is, what is the importance of the shield? The shield we have to work with. The shield is a common force between all of us, that with it we can cover our desire and make of it of the W to receive, from the W to receive, to the W to bestow. That's why the shield is the most central element we have. She was asking how to work with a shield, with a sword, how she spoke about the 2 forces, the sword and the shield. So she's asking how to work with his sword. You answered about the shield. How does she work with a sword? I can't get into this now. I'm already blurred out. Sorry, but I'm going to leave now.